very much.
Thank you, Adnan, and thank you to all of you for making it here, notwithstanding the transit strike. Thank you to RRDR Umran and the Refugee Research Network for hosting this, and I also want to thank the students from my refugee class who helped set up the chairs from 3:30 this afternoon, so thank you to everyone. I'm going to aim to be less than 15 minutes so that we can make up for some lost time. As outlined by Adnan, some 2/3 of refugees in the world today are not in emergency situations, but are living in these protracted refugee situations. These situations, which are characterized by very long periods of exile, stretching into decades for some group, are found on most continents in a range of contexts, not only camps, but in settlements and in urban settings as well. The overwhelming majority of these refugees are found in some of the most insecure and unstable regions of the world, in some of the poorest regions of the world, and are proving to be increasingly difficult to resolve. The average duration of a refugee situation has doubled in the past 15 years, and there's no reason to think that that situation, that trend is reversing itself. And refugees trapped in these forgotten situations often face significant restrictions on a wide range of their basic rights, while the continuation of these situations poses a number of challenges to host communities, to host countries, and to regions more generally. So in this way, protracted refugee situations are not just a human rights challenge. They are a human rights challenge, but they are a challenge that touches on a much wider range of issues, including development and security. In my presentation today, I want to draw on some of the findings from the PRS project based at Oxford, which has been running since 2003, and also the efforts, the result of the collaboration of the UN University project. And Jennifer, could you shamelessly hold that up? I forgot to bring it with us. This book, which is available in the library here at Carleton, is the result of a collaboration with 18 researchers and practitioners to consider the political, human rights, and security implications of protracted refugee situations. So let me begin by saying very clearly at the beginning what the findings of this work, what the findings are, and then I'll give some idea of how we got to these findings. The first finding is that protracted refugee situations are a humanitarian challenge, but they're not just a humanitarian challenge. The opportunity to resolve these situations without the engagement of a broader set of actors, including peace and security and development actors, is going to be quite limited. So to say that UNHCR, the UN's refugee agency, on its own can resolve protracted refugee situations is quite problematic. It simply does not have the mandate to engage with a broad range of issues that we need to consider. Second, we need to learn lessons from past successes and past failures. The challenge of protracted refugee situations is not new. We have resolved long-term and chronic refugee situations in the past, in different geopolitical contexts, but we have done it before. We need to learn lessons from those experiences and see how they can be applied to our situations today. We also need to take advantage of key opportunities that exist within the multilateral framework. The establishment of the UN Peacebuilding Commission in New York, the UN delivering as one initiative, these kinds of opportunities within the broader scope of UN and humanitarian reform create opportunities that were not there 3, 4, or 5 years ago. Next, there has been some discussion about what our goals should be. What is our objective in engaging with protracted refugee situations? There's some who say that the goal should be to manage down protracted refugee situations, to create more opportunities. Well, our research has found that opportunities for livelihoods is an important first step, but that it's important to keep as a long-term objective the solution of these protracted refugee situations.